cartilage mass to body mass than any other organism. They also have a greater resistance to cancer than any other organism. Shark cartilage contains a substance that inhibits tumor growth by stopping the development of a new blood network.
All right, go ahead and stop there. Go ahead and stop there and tell us what's happening so far.
So what they're saying is that sharks have a higher ratio of cartilage mass, and then that allows them to be more resistant to cancer because they have a tumor, like something in their cartilage that inhibits the tumor growth.
Yeah, okay, so the thing that I think is super important is we're saying that they have a higher ratio than any other organism, and then we're also saying that they have a higher resistance to cancer than any other organism. So they're like the queen bee of both of these scenarios. All right, but anyways, okay, go ahead and continue.
In the past 20 years, none of the responses among terminal cancer patients to various therapeutic measures has been more positive than the response among those who consume shark cartilage.
All right, what does that mean?
Basically, there's been like a record of like good things when respondents are given shark cartilage to cancer patients.
Yeah, okay, so this last sentence I think is tricky because it has a lot of negatives going on, but essentially what they're saying is in the last 20 years, the best response has been when people had shark cartilage. Like if I was going to translate that sentence, I would translate it down to those 8 words and just put it positively for myself. Like the best one in the last 20 years is among those that had shark cartilage. All right, which you might have, some people might know that naturally in their head. I have to do that kind of level of translating so I don't mess up on these questions. All right, so Malika, what answers would you cross off here?
Okay, I think I crossed off right away E.
At least one organisms have immune systems more efficient. Yeah, because we don't talk about immune systems at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly my immune system is better than and more efficient than any sharks. All right, what else did you cross off?
I also crossed off A.
Yeah, well, I thought this one was a little tricky. Why did you cross off A?
Because they're saying that no organism resists cancer better than sharks do, but some resist cancer as well as sharks. I think in the first or the second sentence, they say they also have a greater resistance to cancer than any other organism. That was my reasoning. It made sense in my head. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, so could it be true that there's at least one that is as resistant to cancer as well as sharks? Could that be true?
Based on our stimulus, I don't think so.
So then why did you cross it off?
Oh.
Did you lose focus of what you were doing? This is like a strength and accept question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
so
question type is so tricky.
It is. And so this goes back to our accept, where don't look for the unicorn, right? Look for the 4. So it says, could be true, accept. Could this be true? Cross it off. Could it be true? Cross it off. Every answer choice, if you have to, remind yourself, what am I doing? Could be true, cross it off. Don't try to look for the thing that can't be true because you're going to get confused. Unless you have this proven path that you can work for you, then amazing. But for most of us, keep it, it's easy, find the 4 things. It's easier to find 4 things that are similar than the one that is not. All right, so Nikki, which one would you cross off next? Let's skip A.
Okay. Okay, so D. In the past 20 years, many terminal cancer patients have improved dramatically following many sorts of therapy.
Could that be true? Yeah, it can't be true because they're saying, hey, many people have improved dramatically following many sorts of therapy. Yeah, maybe there's many things that help people improve dramatically, but those that have shark cartilage just are the best. That doesn't mean other things aren't good too. So it's not going to be D. All right, what would you cross off, Sky? What was the next one that you crossed off?
I crossed off C,
Oh, why?
because I felt like that's what sentence 3 was talking about.
Okay, so yes, but I think one of the things to change our mindset on these questions is we do not have to have support from the passage for something to be true. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter that any of these answers, like we're not crossing off answer choices that must be true. We're just crossing off answer choices that have nothing going against them in the stimulus. So when it says the substance in shark cartilage that inhibits tumor growth is found in most organisms, yeah, we have no idea if it's found in most organisms or not, but we have nothing telling us that it's not. So it could potentially be true in life. Does that make sense, Sky?
Yes.
Awesome. So yes, I think that's really hard for us to wrap our brains around, is like, we don't have to have direct support to cross stuff off here. All right, Jessica, which one, why would you cross B off?
I mean, I can see why I almost chose the other answer, but after rereading it, it's giving me information that I can't find a reason to back it up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for like why it can't happen. So it's saying the organism most susceptible to cancer. For one, do we know what organism is most susceptible to cancer at all from our stimulus? No.
Only
All
talk
we
about-
know is the organism that's least susceptible, right?
right.
But it's telling us the organism that's most susceptible has a higher percentage of cartilage than at least one organism that are less susceptible to cancer. We literally have nothing in our stimulus telling us anything about this. So yeah, it could be true. I'm not going to waste my energy on it. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense, Jessica?
It does.
All right, so then let's circle back. Abriana, why is A the right answer?
Because it contradicts the stimulus.
Yes, yeah, exactly. How does it contradict the stimulus?
No organism resist cancer better than sharks do. But some resist cancer. But some resist cancer as well as sharks, and that throws me off because as well is just the same as.
Yes. So essentially we're saying there's at least one organism that resists cancers as well as sharks. But our organism tells us that sharks, because that's what they is referring to, have a greater resistance to cancer than any other organism. So that means there's nothing that is even to sharks. Sharks is the best. It's not a tie. And so that cannot be true. Or it directly, so does that make sense of why A is our answer?